Oh! Oh, hello! My name's Quinlan. And this is Melbourne Musos Live. Bit brooding. Recording this on Friday the 13th. Boom, that's a double bass. Oh, and I've got a patch in, which is, what was it again? Oh, I have the A Mixolydian with the flat 7. I'll put it up there. Oi! Now, what I'm going to do tonight is do a little thing called Fit for Purpose. Fit for Poipus, mate, the Poipus. What I've got here is the good old sticks. I'm doing a bit of a half-time rhythm, giving the rim shot a bit of a crack. Now, is that fit for purpose? Okay, so what's happening is here's a normal half-time. Oh. Oh. Got to pick your mark. Now this busy sticking, Billy Cobham back in the 70s, then Steve Gadd. Always remember Billy Cobham was around in the late 60s. Steve Gadd really burst onto the scene. He was around for quite a while, but he burst onto the scene with the Leprechaun album. I've mentioned that quite a few times. Now I've just done it recently because of continuity, I tells you. And what happens? Oh. Is that fit for purpose? Now, dance to that, I tells you. Now, I sort of finished off the last episode with paradiddles and inversions, the basic, the reverse, the outwards and the inwards. These come in very handy. And doing things like that with the double paradiddle and the triple paradiddle inversions. And you can't go wrong with this beloved book here, Stick Control. Mwah! I've had this since I was 15. Can you tell? There you go. Which one's aged more gracefully? Stick Control for the snare drummer by George Lawrence Stone, nationally known authority on rudimental drumming, principal of the Stone Drum and Xylophone School of Boston, and drum editor of the International Musician. He was also one of the dudes who put together the 26 standard rudiments with NARD, National American Rudimental Drummers. NARD. Went down to the chemist and bought some nard to get the hair off my for all. What's it? Nair. That's what it is. We used to have to go down to the chemist and get some nair for all that for the ladies. There you go, or at least for my lady. There you go. Oh, I'm already in trouble. Ah. Ah. Now I'm coming back to Stick Control. And now I'll count 16. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Kids hate counting. They look at me as if they want to stab me with a fork. Oh, there you go. Now it's called Fit for Purpose. Now I'll talk about this a little bit. Now I'm all busy, but I'm going to do it busy with a poipus, because it's fit for poipus. Oh, I'm going to read the first bit. There you go. Copyright 1935. What's that? 90 years. Preface. It seems, this is from George Lawrence Stone. Here we go. It seems that there are too many drummers whose work is of a rough and ready variety, and whose technical proficiency suffers in comparison with that of the players of other instruments. Ooh, he's straight into it. Of course, technical proficiency can come only through continued, well-directed practice. The more practice one does, the more proficiency he acquires. Many concert pianists practice hours and hours every day. They continue practicing after they graduate from the student period and enter into the professional field. Violinists, cornetists, and the player of other instruments do likewise, though through regular and systematic practice they keep in shape. To the uninitiated, the art of drumming appears easy. So easy, in fact, that unless the drum student has had the advantage of expert advice, he may fail to realize the importance of the long hours of hard, painstaking practice that must be put in before he is technically prepared to enter the professional field with the confidence that his efforts will measure up to approved musical standards. However, in defense of the drummer, let it be noted that while the pianist and violinist have access to many hundreds of elementary and advanced textbooks covering every known branch of the art, the drummer's library is limited to a score or so of instruction books, and not all of these containing the specific type or generous amount of practice material necessary to the development of that high degree of fundamental mechanical dexterity required from the modern drummer. Oh, he swallowed a dictionary. There it is there. Now here's the first page. Oh, there it is there. I'll put it up there. And what goes on is there's pages and 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 pages. What do we do with them? Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Oh, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left. Oh, all sorts of different things. Lots of different exercises. Now, if I'm going to go a bit jazzy, now if I do say something like, I'm just going to improvise, but if I mix up my sticking, so it's like start with single, double, move it around, all sorts of paradiddly, doubly things. Always remember that a single or any kind of paradiddle is just various combinations of what I'm doing here. Single taps and double taps, you see. Now I'll go a bit linear now. There it is. Bit jazzy. I mentioned linear. That means every note's separated. It's very hard to be totally linear because at some point you want to hit a crash. And if you just hit a crash by itself, a little bit empty, but I've got these three crashes. Mary had a little lamb. That's why I got them. There you go, tonal. That's what I need for the show. I wouldn't take them out if it was just a gig. I'd really just take you out. Delilah in the other room, the 5-picks. There you go. Now, what's going on here is I'm doing lots of mixed sticking, a la Billy Cobham, Steve Gadd, and everybody that came after. Okay. Now, a little trick of the trade. If I pump like my hi-hat, just very lightly like that, go down to boot camp for that. Any little double. See? Now I'm going to hit the rim down here so you can just hear the double bass and a little click from the rim so you can hear this. There. Oh, yeah, there you go. Now, did you notice that with that pumping away, I always talk about, whenever I do that, I always talk about Mr. John Henry Bonham a little bit. Bow, 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 in the days of my youth, whatever it is. I'm going silly, Chris, silly. But when you do it like that, play on it, no worries. Unison. Get the opens, little tricky open. I call them naturally open hi-hats because you don't really have to work for it if everything is in synchronization. Now, when I was doing the jazzy bits, can you hear the influence of this wonderful book? Oh, it's one of the greatest books written of all time. It's usually in the top 5 of any kind of modern drummer magazine or any kind of drummer magazine. Best books ever written for drums. And you'll be there forever. There it is there. I've got it up the back already. There it is there. And I shall continue reading just a little bit. Okay. Stick Control is a highly specialized practice book dealing with just one branch of the art of drumming. It is an advanced book consisting of a progressively highly concentrated collection of rhythms arranged in calisthenic form, which, if practiced regularly and intelligently, will enable one to acquire control, speed, flexibility, touch, rhythm, lightness, delicacy, power, endurance, preciseness of execution, and muscular coordination to a degree far in excess of his present ability, his or her. There you go. There you go. Stick control is intended to develop finger, wrist, and arm muscles, which to the rudimental drummer playing in exhibition or contest means speed, power, and endurance. And to the orchestral drummer, specializing in later types of playing, mean clean, crisp execution, precise interpretation, and flexibility of control, especially in pianissimo rolls and delicate shading. Swallowed many dictionaries there. Now, I've done a lot of things on sticks now. Brushes. I did that the other week, and I said I love them, and I've got to get back to them. I hadn't played them for a while. quite the train beat. Hear the train rolling down the bend. Mix it up. In swooshy, and then bring in the stick control business. Change surfaces. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. What I'm doing there is I'm sort of doing a kind of a conversation. I might start light. Go a bit heavy. Well, that's straight out of Georgie's book there. And that, my friends, is a little bit of wrist, fingers. Oh, there it is there. Now you're probably wondering what these things are. Oi, look at that. Broomsticks, they're self-cleaning. I sometimes play with these just to clean the dust off the kit. Look at these fellas over here. Ooh, there. Oh, what tree died giving birth to these? Look at the big ones. Oh my Lord. Put them aside. There you go. Oh, I'll tell you who plays these a lot I've seen. The lovely chap's name, I've forgotten his name, but the drummer from the Necks, as in the Necks, the lovely jazz group, much lauded Australian group, very brooding and all that sort of stuff. Every now and again I watch them and I just let it go and it just builds beautiful. So, dear watcher of the show, hello audience. When I start playing like that and in this kind of style, I start thinking more of that Necks style of playing that. And everything's in a stick control kind of way. Not playing the bass drum yet because that's got the tonic. There it is. Bit chug-a-luggy. There you go. All right. So there's all that for you. Ooh, seen better days, but anyway, so have I. All of this. Is a modern jazz, contemporary jazz kind of treatment. Think about people, already mentioned wonderful people like Billy Cobham and Steve Gadd, but then give a bit of thought to, say, Jack DeJohnette, things like that. The drummer from the Necks, I'm going to put his name up there, and my apologies, there you go. And because it's got that kind of, well, let's say linear style. Linear means every note's separated, but it's very hard to do it. I'm breaking lots of rules in doing it, but you've got that kind of thing. And it's just a continuous flow. A lot of drummers have trouble getting out of one sticking and getting into another without changing speed, like 1 Iana, 2 Iana, 3 Iana, 4 Iana, 1 Iana, 2 Iana, 3 Iana, 4 Iana, 1 Iana, 2 Iana. Anil said paradiddle, I'll do it again. 1 Iana, 2 Iana, 3 Iana, 4 Iana, 1 Iana, 2 Iana, 3 Iana, 4 Iana, 1 Iana, 2 Iana, 3 Iana, 4 Iana, 1. And just changing it all up. The other thing about stick control, George Stone, it's one little anomaly that I sort of saw. He's quite big. It's almost on every page. Repeat X exercise for 20 times, mate. 20 times. 20 times? Why not do it, say, you could say for a minute non-stop and all that, but why don't you keep it, why not keep it into the same kind of structures as verses and choruses and things like that? So why not 16 times, as in 16 bars, and do that, and then move on to the next one for 16 bars, and you start to get an idea of the feeling of fours, like if when you're playing a 12-bar blues, you can feel the 12th bar coming. When you're doing verses and choruses, you can feel the chorus looming. It is Friday the 13th. Looming. Sorry, pardon me, I'll get on to it. A word to the orchestral drummer. Do not the word... I'll do it again. A word to the orchestral drummer. Do not let the word rudimental frighten you, nor prevent you from putting in a normal amount of practice on power, high hand practice, and the open roll. This will not spoil the light touch, delicate shading, or fine-grained effects demanded of you in modern musical interpretation. To the contrary, by giving you a better control of the sticks, it will enable you to produce even finer and more delicate effects than heretofore. Likewise, a word to the rudimental drummer. Do not hesitate to devote a portion of your practice period to lightness and touch, and especially to the playing of the closed roll. For if your practice is confined entirely to power and endurance, your execution will become one-sided, heavy and clumsy. Strange to say, practicing lighter execution will, by giving you a fuller control of the sticks, help your power, endurance, and speed. There we go. What was I doing before? If I just play little things. Rims. What it does is when I'm playing just the rim, not a rim click, this is a rim click. I can, but I'm just doing the rim. I could do it like this. But I'm not, okay? What happens is I'm just playing the rim itself, and it sends the snare drum into the territory, or the sonic territory, of the hi-hat. Have you seen that wonderful clip where the drummer is playing the dude's double bass and they're playing the... better wrap it up. Hope you got something out of it. My name is Quinlan. I'm having a love affair with Stick Control by George Lawrence Stone, with a couple of little extras and little interpretations of kind of contemporary jazz stylings. I've mentioned the necks, mentioned a lot of drummers there, a couple of little extra tricks. Dance to that. There you go. 1 yana, 2 yana, 3 yana, 4 yana, 1 yana, 2 yana, 3 yana. And there you go. Mixed sticking is what I'm calling it. There you go. Fit for poipus. The only thing I didn't do was the mallets. I might as well do it. There. I've done the mallets. There you go. So I'm going to love and leave you. I'll see you all next week. And there you go. Friday the 13th, so I hope it was a little bit scary. Oh, there you go. And mixed sticking. Get the book. If you haven't got it, get it. It's a wonderful thing. One of the best books you could ever have for your hands. There you go. Beautiful. Take care. And now for a nice glass of...